It's time for America Outdoors Radio. The fast-paced hour of outdoors radio ahead is not only awesome, but unlike those other shows, you can actually sleep in for this one. Better still, we've got a special Pacific Northwest edition for you. You won't find this version of America Outdoors Radio anywhere else, and you'll only hear it here on KRKO AM 1380.
Happy Saturday morning. We're glad you're with us today for our opening segment, brought to you by your local Sportsman's Warehouse store on Everett Mall Parkway in Everett. If you're looking for something to do today, let me tell you, you've got to go to the Washington Sportsman Show in Puyallup. It's been going on since Saturday and continues through this weekend at the fairgrounds. The hours are 10 to 8 today and 10 to 4 tomorrow. Be sure to stop by our America Outdoors Radio booth and sign up for the free Mac Attack newsletter and your chance to win the $100 gift certificate we're giving away from Max Lure Company at the end of the show. And no, you don't have to be present to win. So, what else do we have for you this weekend on your local shot of America Outdoors Radio? How about a winter steelhead fishing report from guide Josiah Darr, who has been fishing those rivers near Tillamook on Oregon's north coast. Josiah is a fine fisherman and a truthful one, too, so I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say. We'll also be checking in again with Tom Burlingame, the owner of XL Fishing Charters, operating out of Neah Bay and CQ. This week, we're not talking salmon, we're talking about lingcod and rockfish, and I think you're going to be really interested in what Tom has to say about how the fishing is at the end of the show. In terms of what's hot and what's not, I can tell you that in Puget Sound, the fishing is fair for blackmouth out of Kingston, where the hatchery salmon limit is now 2 fish per day in Marine Area 10, and they're also picking up a few salmon out of Port Defiance in Marine Area 11, but neither marine area is exactly red hot right now. A better bet might be Lake Sammamish, where 2 posters on NorthwestFishingReports.com reported good fishing for chunky cutthroat trout up to 19 inches long in mid-January. Both were trolling various offerings mid-lake. You can head to the website and look for the latest Lake Sammamish reports for more info on exactly what these fishermen were doing to get those cutties to their boats. If you're up for a road trip, you might want to consider heading to the state park at Lake Chelan in north central Washington and going after some of the kokanee there. Jeff Witkowski with Daryl and Dad's Guide Service, followers of this show, and a poster on NorthwestFishingReports.com have all been showing off pics the last couple of weeks on social media of kokanee they've been catching out of this big, beautiful, clear lake. The bite ought to be pretty consistent for the next few weeks. If you're looking for a lure to troll while using a downrigger, consider a pink kokanee squidder from Max Lure Company. Finally, it's last call for most of you waterfowl hunters out there, so hit your favorite private leases or public hunting areas this weekend for your last shot at a duck or goose until October. It ought to be good. There are all sorts of duck species, and geese too, trafficking around the waterways, fields, and marshes of the Evergreen State, both east and west side. So consider an early morning hunt, and then hop into your truck or car and head to the Sportsman Show in Puyallup. There you go. Now you know what's hot and what's not, right here in the Pacific Northwest.
And with that, let's head to this week's national edition of America Outdoors Radio.
Marine Area 5 near CQ is open for a special Chinook salmon fishery from February 16th to April 30th, and XL Fishing Charters is ready to take you out for a great day on the water. One of the great things about this fishery is the fact that you get to take home not 1, but 2 blackmouth a day, and Captain Tom Burlingame has the knowledge and experience to help you get that done.
Fish on!
Need a place to stay? XL Fishing Charters can help you with that, too, because they also operate the Inn at Neah Bay. Find out more about fishing with XL Fishing Charters at xlfishingcharters.com. That's EXCEL fishingcharters.com. Book your trip now.
Backcountry hunters and anglers, the men and women working hard to keep public lands in public hands. Check us out at backcountryhunters.org.
Two huge events for hunters and anglers are coming to the Northwest. The first is the Washington Sportsman Show, January 24th to the 28th at the Fairgrounds in Puyallup. As big as this show is, the Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show at Portland's Expo Center is even bigger, with even more outfitters, retailers, boat dealers, and free seminars galore. You won't want to miss these shows, January 24th to the 28th in Puyallup and February 7th to the 11th in Portland.
Whether you're after trout, steelhead, or salmon, it's time for the annual Linwood Fly Fishing Show, February 17th and 18th in the Linwood Convention Center. Fly fishing isn't part of the show, it is the show. And parking is free. See Gary Borger, Brian O'Keefe, Skip Morris, and dozens of others cast and tie flies. See all the 2018 rods, reels, and tackle in one place, plus fly fishing demonstrations from around the world. If you like fly fishing, you'll love the Fly Fishing Show.
It doesn't matter what sort of adventure you're after. Whether it's big game deep in the backcountry, a day of fishing out on the water, or an overnight in the great outdoors. At Sportsman's Warehouse, we've got the gear in here for what you need out there. Gear up for your next adventure at one of the Sportsman's Warehouse stores or shop online. Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter.
Marine Area 5 near CQ is open for a special Chinook salmon fishery, and Excel Fishing Charters is ready to take you out for a great day on the water. One of the great things about this fishery is the fact that you get to take home not one, but 2 blackmouth a day, and Captain Tom Burlingame has the knowledge and experience to help you get that done. Need a place to stay? Excel Fishing Charters can help you with that too, because they also operate the inn at Neah Bay. Find out more about fishing with Excel Fishing Charters at excelfishingcharters.com. That's EXCEL fishingcharters.com. Book your trip now.
It's time for another local shot of the outdoors. It's the Pacific Northwest edition of America Outdoors Radio, and you'll only hear it here on Fox Sports 1380 KRKO.
For your next local shot of the outdoors, we're heading to Tillamook on the Oregon coast. We're checking in with Josiah Darr. He is the owner of J. Darr Guided Fishing. Josiah, how has the winter steelhead fishing been in the Tillamook area on those 5 rivers that stream into the bay?
Oh, it's been spotty. It's not been the best year I've seen, but there's still some fish around. Some guys are getting them, but it's definitely much tougher than it usually is.
And why is that?
I would say that 2 or 3 years ago, when these steelhead were released as babies, they went into an ocean that kind of had subpar conditions. They just didn't survive very well. I have some friends that work the hatchery, and that's basically what they told me. They said that they knew letting them go, it was going to be tough.
All right, so that's good to know. So, fishing is not good for this year's return of winter steelhead. Is there any silver lining? Is there any reason that folks ought to pick up the phone and call you for a trip right now for steelhead?
Well, honestly, so many people are report chasers, and it's been tough, so there's way less people on the water than there normally is. And we're still having 3, 4, 5, 6 fish days. And the other upside is, because the 2-year returners aren't red hot, that some of the 3 years are, and I'd say per capita, I'm getting more big steelhead this year than I've ever caught. As far as time between them, it's not every 10 is a big one; it's every other.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks. If you're like me and you're happy as a steelheader to hook up once a day, a 3 to 6 fish day sounds pretty darn good to me. And to tangle into a really big fish like Josiah is talking about, I'd be picking up the phone. Josiah, why don't you tell folks how they can get a hold of you?
Easiest way to get a hold of me is probably find me on my Facebook page, or they can look up J. Darr Guided Fishing, my website, jdarfishing.com. But yeah, my Facebook page is super simple. Give me a call, shoot me a message. I'm pretty good about getting back to people.
That's J. Darr, spelled J-D-A-R-R, 2 R's, J. Darr Guided Fishing. Look for him on Facebook or go to jdarfishing.com and book a trip if you want to maybe hook into a really, really big steelhead this winter. Thanks, Josiah.
You bet, man. Thank you.
There's a whole bunch more of the great outdoors coming your way on Fox Sports 1380.
A seafood bounty is waiting for you on Northwest Oregon's Tillamook coast. Catch a limit of big salmon, haul up a pot of delicious crab, and dig up a bunch of clams for some hot chowder. Plan your visit today at tillamookcoast.com.
Backcountry hunters and anglers, the men and women working hard to keep public lands in public hands. Check us out at backcountryhunters.org.
Let's get back to the local outdoors scene. It's the Pacific Northwest edition of America Outdoors Radio. Heard exclusively here on FOX Sports 1380 KRKO.
It's time again for a local shot of the outdoors on America Outdoors Radio, and it's time again to talk to Tom Burlingame with XL Fishing Charters. Tom, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, John.
So, Tom, Neah Bay is kind of a long haul. Places to stay are limited, and the quality is varied, to say the least. But I understand that your clients have a very affordable and very nice place to stay. Tell our listeners more about your inn that you operate.
Yeah, John, it's called the Inn at Neah Bay. We've been operating it for 5 seasons now. We have 4 rooms available for guests, so we not only house our charter guests, but we also house other guests that bring their own boat or come up to hike or sightsee.
There's a couple of things about your inn that are kind of cool. You do offer light snacks in the morning, I understand, but you've got some really cool paintings or murals inside your inn too, don't you?
Yes, we do. It's a unique place to stay because of the artwork and stuff. The original owner was a talented artist, and she has done some great work here, and our guests really enjoy it.
Well, why don't you describe that a little bit as folks go from downstairs to upstairs, what they're going to see on the walls there?
Right. When you start on the bottom, you're actually in the bottom of the ocean. You're on the ocean floor. There's lingcod on the walls and rockfish. And as you work your way to the surface, you work your way to the surface of the water and to the shore, where you'll see birds and people fishing off the shore. It's quite interesting.
Quite interesting. Again, the accommodations are very clean, they're very comfortable, and best of all, you're right there with the person you're going to go fishing with the next day. It's the Inn at Neah Bay. If you want to book a stay there, go to Tom's website at xlfishingcharters.com. That's EXCEL fishingcharters.com. Give him a call to go fishing and to book a stay at Neah Bay. Thanks again, Tom.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's all for this week, but we'll be back again next Saturday with another Pacific Northwest edition of America Outdoors Radio.
Natural wonders, beaches, and coves, majestic forests, and scenic vistas are waiting for you at the Tillamook Coast. Lace up your hiking boots, grab your camera, and come to Northwest Oregon. Find out more at tillamookcoast.com.
NorthwestFishingReports.com is the Northwest's largest fishing reports website, featuring well over 50,000 fishing reports, videos, articles, and more. All 100% free. Catch more fish with Northwest Fishing Reports. Log on today.